I immediately got in with a drinking crowd when I was in A school, and it just seemed like the normal thing to do. I had a lot of people very early on tell me that I drank too much, put me on restriction. I was placed on restriction, I want to say 2 or 3 times in A school for drinking offenses or being in the wrong place at the wrong time due to drinking. And I never changed my behaviors because of any of that stuff. It continually got worse. And when I made it into the fleet, it was the same story all over again. My chief actually took me to the side at one point and was like, "You know how many EPE valves I've thrown away that I've written for you and had to reduce to an MP or a P because of the way that you act and the way that you drink?" I thought I had everything under control. And that's the problem with the crowd of people I was hanging out with, is they were drinking just like me, so it looked normal. I went home on leave one time, and a couple people told me that my mom had she'd been really depressed lately. I should ask her, I should talk to her because she'd been drinking a lot. I was out with my girlfriend watching the movie, and I was calling my mom continuously because we were supposed to go out to eat that night before I left. So I continued to call her, and after the movie I went back to my house, and I walked in my bedroom, and my mom was lying on the bed. She'd been dead for about 24 hours. I tried to give her CPR and I couldn't do it. The smell was just too overpowering, and when I pulled her arm, her entire body moved, just like because of rigor mortis. It was a pretty bad sight. And the reason that that's important for drinking and driving and behaviors is that my behavior is after about 5 minutes of bawling my eyes out, the first thing I did was grab a bottle of whiskey. And I found out later that my mom had overdosed and died not just because of drinking, but because of pills. And well, the doctor told me something really interesting about that. He said it doesn't matter how many pills you take or how much alcohol you ingest. The simple act of mixing alcohol with a sleeping pill or a narcotic triggers something in your brain, and there's anywhere from a 10 to 20% chance where your brain will just say, I don't want to wake up, I'm done, and just your brain will shut off on you while you're asleep, and that's exactly what happened to my mother. After my mother died, the drinking got much, much, much worse. I got a DUI. My chain of command was not too happy about that. They put me on restriction, 45-45. So I got sent to the brig on bread and water for 3 days. And while I was in the brig, I had a master chief come in the brig and sit down with me for about an hour and explain to me why the Navy was important, why he joined the Navy, what was his motivation, like how much he cared for sailors and why I should stay in the Navy and why I should seek help for my drinking. And he gave me examples of sailors recovering and getting their career back on track. And it was probably one of the most memorable moments of my Navy career up to that point. It still is one of the most memorable moments to this day. After that, I went on deployment, and then I went to SARP, the Substance Abuse Rehabilitation Program. And now today, I'm an LPO of my department, and I'm looked upon as a leader and a mentor. There is a chance, and there is hope for anybody whose drinking is a problem. You can stop or moderate and be able to recover your life and maintain some sense of normalcy and hang out around people and still be a fun guy, and get to go to the parties and get to hang out around people who are drinking, and I just don't have to drink anymore. It's not a requirement.